Hello, my fellow leaders and members of the current Halo military clan community. I'm Fatboy Kicks, founder of the United States of Gaming. Tonight, I will be confronting the community and proposing a change for the good to all clans which inhabit it. When Halo 3 was released, military clans were still a pretty young concept within the Halo community. It would be soon that we would see some of the very first superpowers rise, such as Mr. General JB's United Nations, who some could argue had a very strong role in sculpting the UNSC-style community that we exist in today. But near the end of Halo 3 and right at the release of Halo Reach, the military clan community saw the dawn of a golden age. But since right around the time of the release of Halo 4, the golden age started to fade and we lost sight of what true military clans are. Now, I cannot speak for those who were not, but on behalf of those who had a presence in the Golden Age, I can say that it was not like the current state that this community is in at the moment. My first point being is that the community isn't going anywhere. If not, it's going backwards. There are some out there who say the community is dying, and then there are some out there who are probably the minority, and most likely not newer to this community, that say we are flourishing more than ever, or that the current state of said community is just fine. Well, in fact, the community has declined slightly the past couple of years in media attention, of course, with an exception to the attention spike with the UNR's media. But as far as other fields go, the community continues to seemingly remain as stable. But those are the stats. As far as what the community actually does is another thing. I know that some clans do not participate in such behavior, but they cannot help but being engulfed into it. But most clans and their members have shifted their focus away from fighting on the actual battlefield to more so now fighting in the YouTube comment section, purposely dishing out hate and unconstructive criticism and comments with no relevance just because they are simply that of another clan. Not even an enemy, just because they are a different clan. These comments stem from jealousy and immaturity. And ladies and gentlemen, this uncivilized mess is not how you deal with inter-community conflicts. I know some of you might think that the community has always been like this, and it has, but never this bad. No clan should have to deal with irrelevant criticism and spam whenever they try to upload a video. This, in some aspects, is not taking away, but a form of oppressing their freedoms to share their content that they hold self-evident of their passion. My second point being, this is why the lack of structure is hurting the community, and bringing me back to my first point, that it is also why we are not making any progress. But some of you might say, why try to fix something that's not broken? We'll see, when the community, the Halo military clan community that is, first started up until the end of the Golden Ages, it was constantly flowing, changing, adapting to times, and innovating. It essentially kept the newly exposed crowd of people that were interested in this new concept interested. And it interested more and more crowds of people as well. But unfortunately, there is no longer anything new and fresh in this community besides a newly released Halo game that is highly controversial. And I know wars still happen, but if you've been in the community for a few years, step back and think about whether or not they would be considered real wars back in your time. But there is more room to innovate, but people choose not to. I've been to the community summits. I know that some people, members with a higher tenure in the community than most in particular, say that we don't need all these extra things. Because war is what this community lives and feeds off of. It's the only thing we need. It's what it's all about. It's why we are a military community. But one, I do agree. But there is more to it than just war. And two, we fought so many wars for so long it's like beating a dead horse now. Even the concept and how we conduct wars needs to be freshened up. Okay, see, a rock is broken when it starts cracking into many pieces. It's no longer a whole. It loses its unity. A community is the same. A community is no longer a true community when it is broken down into so many factions, alliance groups, and even tiers, isolated from each other, giving some of them the North Korea effect, if you will. Clans and groups nowadays establish themselves as so-called superpowers without any pre-existing reason or any consult from other clans, from the mainstream tiers to the less popular tiers. But we want to create a whole community again. And this brings me to my final point, the proposition. Now, do not misunderstand us when we say that this is not a clan, not an alliance or treaty organization, and not another New World Order. We do not wish to take over the current community enforce this upon anyone. We do not want to change or try to fix what is already here. But my fellow community leaders and members, imagine a community completely separate from the immediate military clan community. It has the same basis but functions completely different. Imagine a community where not just you, but for the first time, your clan and your members have inalienable rights that cannot be broken. Rights to protect your freedoms of expression and creativity. Imagine a community that has a physical base with meaning, rather than the current non-existing plane of relevance. Imagine a community that contains its own functioning economy. Ladies and gentlemen, now presenting the United Clans. The UC will have a physical plane of communication and information connecting clans to a realistic world of existence like none other. The United Clans is in the form of a website. UC community summits will take place there visibly for the first time. Many different clans have achieved this in the past with their sides of the immediate military clan community, but for the first time, universal and enforced raid rules will be implemented to put an end to essentially a he said she said argument over who wins what battles over what system of raid rules. This has been tried in the past for a short while, but never accompanied with all this. A system where clans can create formal declarations of war and treaty propositions with other clans, plus community-wide news. Over it all will reside a central government, though not oppressive in any way, is in place to monitor and protect clans' best interests. With this government will come a community-wide UC peacekeeping corps that will be comprised of certain amount of members from each clan based off of population to temporarily serve to ensure peace throughout the community during a time of all-out war or when UC conventions are broken. But each clan will be free to govern itself to the full and freely, with any form of government they choose, free from oppression of any kind. And for the first time, clans can be fairly tried for war crimes following a war if need be. This government and a visible representation of the community, that is the website, even more interesting and previously unattempted features will now be feasible with a real functioning economy. Features such as a community-wide stock market, one of the many ways to help you and your allies' economies grow. A map with the community's official physical representation that will be updating frequently. And even a community fact book, which is public to everyone and holds basic non-confidential information about each clan taken from the census, such as population, form of government, and government leaders, mostly for educational purposes. The UC will even have its own YouTube channel where it will post high-quality videos such as news and various events and various information videos from all clans within the new community. As far as fixing the criteria that the current military clan community does have wrong. Now this is where most people become interested. A part of the economic system, each clan has a set limit of resources, such as vehicles and weaponry. Though the numbers are reasonable and aren't usually low, the limit is based off of your clan's economy. So factors like power, influence, community involvement, population, and community tenure will equal into the resources your clan obtains. Also stemming from your clan's economy, each clan has a set limit of casualties that they can afford to lose. No casualties have no effect on the actual in-battle raid rules as to who wins and who loses that particular battle. Losing most or all of your casualties and or resources will and can result in losing the entire war, giving clans for the very first time more of a reason to strategize and value little things on the battlefield, and even causing some clans to strategically retreat and surrender a battle to live on and fight another one. Because of all these features, such as a central government and a set economy, that you do have the opportunity to grow back up and increase, by the way, at any time, wars can finally have an official and confirmed outcome as to who is the real victor. This solves the ancient problem of never-ending wars with clans that refuse to surrender just because there are no real and physical consequences to losing battle after battle, and problems with clans arguing over who won a war. This system adds a definite point on when a war should end, something that makes wars in the immediate military clan community frustrating and timeless. And to clear up any confusion, there is no hierarchy of clans. No single clan is in control of the central government. To join the new community, each clan must appoint one UC ambassador to the UC Council apart from your already appointed clan leaders. for clan interactions, diplomatic affairs, and UC summits. Each clan must also present a national flag. UC graphic designers will gladly work with you if necessary. Much more information and details are coming soon and is already available on the website, which is in early development. UC Council executives will be meeting and discussing joining the UC with clan leaders for the next month or so. The United Clans will start accepting its first 10 clans for its beta early this summer. Then after that, the UC will officially open and accept all clans after at least 10 clans have entered. There will be the occasional critics and conspiracy theorists, but I ask of everyone, keep an open mind. Think about the possibilities for the future. Be a part of something new, something great, the next step. Thank you, and may God bless the clan community.